Let me get my water over here. Where is it? There it is.
All right. I'm gonna start us.
Oh, well, how's it look over there?
Looking good. Andy Burrell.
That's me, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna start. Have a seat.
Cool. Let's do it. I'm stoked.
Okay, guys. I'm Romy, and this is The Real Romy, and I have just come into Andy Burrell's house. We just
Welcome.
met. Just met.
Yeah.
The first time meeting is me just coming to your home and interviewing you.
Yeah.
So that's totally normal, right? Like, that's a great way to get to know somebody is, hey, I'm going to record you and I'm going to figure out who you are. We have mutual friends. Kale is one of my dear friends and my tattoo artist, also has tattooed you.
Yes.
And Austin is a small community. I'm like, where do I look? Okay. Austin is a small, we're recording in two places. So Austin's a small community and all of us kind of find each other, you know, through social media. I think we were kind of saying in our DMs, like, because we slid into each other's DMs, that's how we got here, is there's a lot of creative people doing creative things and we all kind of know each other and there's a certain energy of just everyone
For sure.
who's working and doing stuff. So you also have a podcast and you're doing similar things as me. You've also been on television. You've got a similar kind of history. You've done a lot, I take. So
Yes.
I do identity coaching and I
cool.
do conversations around identity.
Gotcha.
So I'm curious as we come into your life and who you are, and I don't know you, but I'm in your home. Who are you? Tell us a little bit about you. Like, who is this person?
Man.
All I know is that you are on a cooking show
Yeah,
with
that's
a
like.
super hot dude from Queer Eye.
Yeah.
And that's
Anthony.
about
Anthony.
the extent of what I know.
Who is a goat, honestly.
He's
right?
real hot.
Yeah, he's a legend. But I think there's a lot more
I would
to me.
I would assume.
than
So
that.
that's all I know.
Yeah, so I don't know. Athlete, you know, grew up playing ball, went to TCU, played football there.
Nice.
And then kind of like, always wanted to be on television.
Okay, I was
Like,
gonna say, how did
always.
you go from
Yeah,
like this
always.
athlete to
Yeah.
this kind of TV
Always,
personality?
I think that was like kind of in the make of me, honestly. Thinking back on it, I'm like, dang. But like, I really just like, I was always athletic. My dad runs like a gym in Fort Worth,
Okay.
Texas. So I grew up in Fort Worth.
Okay.
So I
Friday
think-
Night Lights?
Not
No.
quite. Yeah,
Not that style?
No, we weren't that
Okay.
good. That's why. So originally, I went to Southern Arkansas. I was like I was a quarterback at Southern Arkansas. They used to always be like, Sunshine. They call me Sunshine.
Nice.
I was only there for like a semester because I can remember my mom and dad dropping me off there, and I was like in tears.
Yeah.
Because I was like, there's literally a Walmart and a McDonald's,
That's it.
and that's it. I was like, get me
There's
out of here.
there's a little bit of beauty in towns like that. though.
Arkansas is
Like,
gorgeous
there's some
in
beauty.
places, but not in
But, okay.
Magnolia, Arkansas. It's
Okay.
literally the
Not-
armpit
okay.
of America.
And you were there.
And I was there.
Playing
and it was
football.
like, yeah, and it was like hang out with the brothers or hang out with the white guys. And I was like, I'm hanging out with the brothers.
You
So,
were
yeah.
kind of, right? If I know very little from the clip that I watched of you on the show. You're a bro.
Oh, that's what. Yeah, well, that's what they said. That's what they said.
So-
I made T-shirts. I made T-shirts and everything. Yeah.
Do you identify as a bro?
I don't know. I guess.
Where
like,
does that identity come into?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's
As you talk to me about your football life.
I mean, I embrace the bro mentality.
What does it mean to be a bro?
But I'm not just a bro. Like,
But you're a
you
little
can
bit of a
tell
bro.
by like the art in
What's
my
a bro?
home. Oh, that's a good question. Gosh, I don't really know. I guess a bro would be like somebody who's like a little too like. I don't think I'm a bro.
Okay, good. So then you
Yeah.
don't identify as a bro.
I don't.
But people see you and kind of
and think
joke
I'm-
that
think
you're
I'm
a bro.
Exactly.
But before I got here, you said, I'm kind of a little bit of a bro.
Right, but then you walk into my place and you probably see that like I'm not just such a bro.
Right. So you have this kind of mix to you, right? Then that's like a little bit bro, a little bit more artsy, a little bit more,
Yes.
you know, you've got more going on. You played football.
I'm funky. I'm.
You
different,
wanted to be
I'm-
an actor, or not an actor, you wanted to be on TV.
I am an actor.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then tell me how you went from this Arkansas playing football identity to then
Yeah.
getting into TV? What do you
I
do?
think it comes down to just like the fact that my mother and my grandparents and the way I was raised. Honestly, my mom is like she's a hippie.
Yeah.
You know, like she's an OG hippie, and she's so smart.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the other side of it, my dad is like this, Southern Baptist, Memphis, like
There's the
hardcore,
mix. Yeah.
conservative. But
Okay.
he's like switched gears
How
because of my
how
mom.
did he fall in love
My
with
mom-
like a hippie?
Because my mom was beautiful. I don't know.
He didn't care. He was
yeah.
like politics aside.
He was a stud athlete as well. So like that's where I get like that side of it from.
Okay.
He was a badass track star, and my mom was gorgeous, and they met at Stephen F. Austin in Nacogdoches, Nowhere. Is
And
what I
they're
call
still
it.
together?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Dude, crazy story by the way about that.
Okay.
My senior year, they were like, they like brought me outside. And I was like about to go off to the sorry school in Arkansas, and they brought me in and outside, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna get separated. And my dad went and bought like a big house on like the west side of Fort Worth, like, ritzy side.
Yeah.
And like my mom went and bought this like little tiny house, like, and we were like, you can't live there, Mom. That's the barrio. It was like kind of the hood. Well, they got back together like
Okay.
a year and a half later, which is crazy because
Yeah.
nobody like
Breaks
gets
up and then-
separated after 30 years and then like gets back together.
Yeah.
It's pretty gnarly.
Yes.
So they got back together, and then turns out Mom was right. Like that's the house that they live in now, and it's like by
In the house that she chose?
yeah, and it's like badass neighborhood,
Yeah.
gentrified,
Yes.
like the best neighborhood in Fort Worth,
Yeah.
like crazy,
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
it's kind of interesting how that worked out, but yeah.
And they're
so,
still together happy.
yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so mom and dad, a little bit different side. I have that as well. My mom is a blonde cop's daughter from Orange County. My dad was a Mexican from East LA, like drug
Dang.
dealer,
Wow.
murderer. So
Wow.
the two of them came together and they
Damn.
created very opposites, right? Like
Damn.
total opposites.
That's crazy.
And that's, I think, how you get this eclectic sides to us, right? Because you
Yeah.
get these different, like, parts of your
Yeah,
parents. So I can see
absolutely.
I can see the two
The,
identity
like, the
types happening with you.
discipline,
Yeah.
the like discipline and
Yeah.
like all that, and then like the like funky, weird,
You
like
just get like,
artsy side.
yeah, you would never
Yeah.
pair my parents together. You would never think that they would be together
Same.
ever.
Yeah, it's
And
so interesting.
Then you just pull different sides of them, right?
Wow.
So here we are.
Yeah.
Okay, here you are. How then did you go from? There goes my face.
I know, right?
How did you go?
Your face is pretty good in mine. Maybe your face
How
is-
did you go from your football life into being here, and
Yeah.
what is your career
Oh,
now?
that's crazy. Yeah. So it's pretty wild, honestly.
Tell me.
Yeah.
Tell the people at home.
I
They'd like to know.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. So so I was broadcast journalism major.
Okay.
So like last semester of like TCU football, like football is like at TCU we won like 47 games in 4 years. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
We won 4 bowl games. Like we literally did not lose.
Okay.
We lost like 3 times. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it was insane. We had like an incredible team. So that was a full-time job.
Okay.
So that was like all you did,
Yeah.
right? And then so like the last semester I was like, all right, I guess I'm gonna like go be on TV.
You wanted to do
Finally.
that.
Absolutely, I always wanted to do that. yeah.
What part of it
I
did
used
you
to
want?
sneak out of my.
But what did you want to? Did you want to be an actor?
Oh no! I wanted to be Bob Costas. I wanted to be a sportscaster. That was my thing. I used to sneak out of my room at night because the Atlanta Braves. Where'd you grow up?
In Los Angeles.
Oh right, yeah. So I grew up in Fort Worth, Texas, but like the Atlanta Braves were always on TNT and TBS because Ted Turner just is a moneymaker, and they were always on national television.
And you wanted that.
And I loved their team. So I would watch them, and they were also always winning. And I love being a winner. And so, I'm a competitor and stuff like that. And so Bob Costas always called the games for the NLCS and the World Series. So I would watch Bob Costas, and I would tell my parents, I'm going to be the next Bob Costas. And I would sneak out of my room at night after they told me to go to bed when the game was still on, and
watch him.
Watch out of the corner, And
so how did you get into it? How did you make that dream a reality?
I did the broadcast journalism degree, and then I got an internship at CBS Dallas my last semester of college. So I had like 6 hours left. Wasn't playing football anymore. So I took all the energy from football and like put it into working at CBS.
Yeah.
And there was this guy, Bill Ellis. He's so badass. But like I used to sit there and like, have to like, do like the dummy
The dumb work,
produce everything or like write up whatever, right? And edit stuff, which was great because I was learning how to edit things and,
Yes.
But then Bill would like pop by and he'd be like, and he's been doing this forever, right? He's a legend. And he would be like, hey, want to go to the Rangers game? Hey, want to go see the Mavericks? I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
So I would,
the perks.
Yeah, and then he would be like, all right. And then he would like coach me up on the way. And then he would take me into the locker room. And then all of a sudden I'm interviewing Dirk Nowitzki, and he's 7 foot tall.
Because you're in there with them, you started getting these interviews?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'd be like starstruck because this guy's Dirk Nowitzki.
You're also speaking a language that I don't know.
So he's a 7 foot tall German.
Because I'm like, cool. Who is he?
He's a Hall of Fame.
Okay, yeah. This is not my area. So like,
all right, let me break it down for you.
I want to be like, that's awesome, and I'm like, in my head right now, just so you know what's happening, is like.
So I'm like literally 21 years old, and I'm sitting there like in a chair like this, and there's a 7 foot tall German who is the best basketball player in the entire world.
Okay, and you're getting to.
And I'm interviewing them.
Yeah.
Around a bunch of people that have been in the market, of Dallas market, which is like Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Stars, like they're all these champions, right?
Yes.
And they're all standing around me, and I'm the one.
So that's how you broke into it.
Yeah, but I was like also badass. Like I went for it. I've always been a go-getter. So like there are times where like I would like totally bust in and like be like, hey, Coach Carlisle. It was the coach of the Mavericks at the time. And he'd be like, what? Who is this kid?
And you would just get it.
And I'd be like, yes, sir. Why don't you tell me about it? And I would just like, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
That's how you do it, though.
But he was like, I wish they were as fired up as you.
Yeah.
And then they'd put it on TV. And then all of a sudden, boom, I'm on TV.
So did you get a job from it by doing that?
No, I actually hustled harder. Yeah, I actually ended up, I waited tables at this like badass restaurant in Fort Worth for a while. Well, I guess it was like 2 months. But essentially, I hustled to get a job I was like blogging. But blogging was a thing. This was 2009, right? Like,
I come from when blogging. How old are you?
38.
You're a baby. Okay, I come from when, I come from when blogging was
I feel great. I look great.
You look great. You feel great. You're still a baby, but yeah.
So like, I was blogging because I was like, it was that same time where I was like hustling at CBS. So I would like blog about that,
sports and stuff.
And then I would do like radio shows. So I would try to like, I was just trying to get it. And then all of a sudden,
did you get it?
I got it. Yeah. So I ended up working for. So I hustled my way. It's a crazy story. I don't know if we have time for it, but I ended up getting a job for as a personal assistant for Michael Irvin. Michael Irvin at the time. He's a 3-time Super Bowl champion, 2-time national college champion at Miami, Dallas Cowboys Hall of Fame wide receiver. He's also on, at the time, NFL Network, Dancing with the Stars. So one of the women that I was like working with, she was like, Michael needs an assistant. I was like, sweet. She tried to connect me. I remember getting an unknown number called, And I was like, I was on like the BlackBerry, right?
Yeah,
Back in
the
the
BlackBerry.
day. Yeah. Y'all don't know about that.
What you know about this?
They don't know about that. But I got it on the BlackBerry. I was like, whatever. I was at like dinner with my girlfriend at the time, and I was like, whatever. And then there was a message. She was like, "Hello, this is Michael Irvin. I'm calling about the assistance job. I'll call you back." And I'm like, what? I don't even have his number. So for like 2 weeks, I was just like,
waiting.
just, you know how
Waiting.
you get that? And
Yeah.
I'm like, and so I was working at that restaurant. It's like outdoors. I like ran to I got a number, a private number calling in. I like ran to the back and answered it. And he was like, yeah, why don't you, listen, this is Michael. Why don't you meet me, you know, tomorrow morning? And I was like, what? So I ended up driving out to Dallas the next morning. It was like pouring rain. I was in my truck. Like, I don't know. It
You
was
got
just,
the job.
I like, he didn't even answer. I called him
Yeah.
like 30 times. He didn't answer. I ended up calling ESPN, hustling through it. Found a way. They were like on remote, like at a fucking, you know, I don't even know, like a electronics store, right? They're like doing like a, you know, remote gig where
Yeah.
people come and
Yeah.
like they give autographs and shit like that. And then he literally like, I mean, that day he gave me like 2 checks worth like $75K, had me deposit them.
Yeah. So let me ask you this.
It's
then.
crazy.
I know,
Yeah,
but
so
let me ask
then
you this
took
for
off.
anybody
Yeah.
listening, because I think it's important to like see somebody like you that wants something and then like is making it happen and it's actually happening. Because when you
Yeah.
said something when you were speaking, as I'm listening to you, and you say like, I'm a go-getter, I was gonna get it, like I was gonna have it. Like, what would be your advice for anybody who has that kind of vision and that dream, right? To not give up and make things happen? Because it sounds like
That's a good
you
question.
want something and you go and make it happen.
Yeah.
So what would be your advice to others? How do you do that? Is that just innately a part of you? How do you keep fighting to get the things that you want and making them happen?
It's a great question. I love that.
Tell everyone.
I know. That's
I'm curious.
Yeah, it's.
I'm more curious about that than I am of what you actually did.
It's kind of like nature versus nurture. Like I don't know. I think it's a little bit of both. I think that like I was blessed to be like brought up by like a really great family and
Okay.
like 2 parents that were like.
You think their faith in you, their
I think
belief in you?
I think my mom's. I think both of their beliefs. Yeah. Thank
Did
you.
it help
Yeah.
you?
Yes, and I think that like my dad's like perseverance and like he was hard on me.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I think my mom's like you know just like innovation and like she was very quirky and different and like she gave me opportunities to like be different and not like put me
That's
in a
big.
box,
Yeah.
right? Like
That's big. That's what I'm like curious is like some people really struggle with, a lot of people struggle with like they want to do something like that. And it's not like you were just like raised in that. It's not like you were handed that or like grew up with like your family in that, right? You went out there and you created this kind of life for yourself.
I mean, I did bust my ass.
That's
you
what I'm
know?
saying.
But
So-
like, I think that they are a huge
Part of that.
of that. Absolutely, yeah.
And that's interesting because I'm so similar to you in the sense of like, if I want something, like I've made everything happen for myself, but I didn't come from a family that gave me that type of like, you can do anything you want to do. And like, I didn't have a strong family background, but there was something innately in me, in some of us that like, if we want something,
You just go get it.
you just go get it. Like
Yeah. That was the thing.
people struggle
That was
with
the thing,
imposter syndrome is the thing that people struggle with.
Oh, well, I do. I
Okay.
struggle with imposter
So
syndrome.
tell me about
I
that.
still today.
Yeah.
That's something that I've
Why?
dealt with. Because I never feel like I'm good enough. You
Why?
know? I don't know. I just I think it's something that I've dealt with since I was young. Even though like I was like all state and Mr. Pascal and like Mr. High School and like homecoming king, prom king, and like you know I always went through all of that and like you know and everyone thinks I'm the man, but like at the same time I deal with that. I really do. So it's
So
something that
with even now with all the like accomplishments, right, that you have, that you could list and you could tell me for an hour everything you've accomplished, and you've accomplished a lot, right? How do you not feel like in terms of imposter, do you feel like, do you deserve it? Do you deserve to be here? Are you this person that people see and read or look up or know of? Like, are you him, or do you feel like you're not that connecting with that person?
I feel like over the last like 5 years, after doing like some serious come to Jesus like therapy work and meditation and like concentrating more on myself rather than what others think, I've learned to understand like, I don't have to necessarily be Andy Burrell.
Who's Andy Burrell?
That's
Who's Andy Burrell? Who do you think people think you are?
The star on TV, the Michael Irvin guy, the quarterback, the football star, all that.
And who are you?
The homecoming king. I'm really just like a sweet guy with good morals and like love to cook and love to vibe out and hang out and like listen to good music and be cultured and do art. That's really who I am.
So I think we create somewhere along the line, you tell me. So first of all, you mentioned it, and I want to just get on there. So like when I said the cooking show, you ended up on that cooking show with him. You're not a chef, right?
But
you are a chef. Okay,
I'm a private chef now.
There we go.
Yeah,
okay.
I work with people in the Austin and Dallas-Fort Worth area, and I make dinners and
so
do
then you are
private
a chef.
events and stuff, and
So let me just get it. Okay, for everyone. So
I do a lot.
Yeah. So chef, actor, reality TV, right?
Emmy winner.
What'd you win an Emmy for?
Sports broadcasting.
Okay, broadcasting. That's amazing. These are all great accomplishments.
Thank you.
So you're doing all of this, right? Am I missing any other career right now on the resume?
I think that covers it.
Does that cover it? Okay, that's a lot. But you're just this person, right? Like you're not this big person. You're still just this person, but you're also that big person.
Yes. Right.
So those coexist.
Yeah. So that's hard to kind of juggle, right?
Do you feel like you have to sell yourself?
Always. Yeah.
Why?
Because that's what I do, right?
Yeah.
I have to sell myself because that's my living,
It is. I
know. It's also just like who I am. Honestly, so.
Do you get exhausted from it?
Absolutely.
Do you isolate after?
I do.
I was like, do you just want to check
Call
out?
me out. Oh my God. Absolutely. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Because it's a lot to constantly be presenting yourself so that somebody wants to hire you or somebody wants to work with you.
Well, or somebody.
Or sell yourself even as an actor or as a model or as, here's my food and here's my broadcast and let me
Here's
do
my
my dance, right?
Give me my dance.
Yeah,
exactly.
and then you perform and then you get it and you're good at it, right? It's what you do.
Right.
And now you're doing a podcast and you're interviewing other people.
Which is cool too, which I really appreciate you having me, on and like doing this because it is interesting, kind of like hearing other people's stories and like being like, oh man, that's similar to like what I've been going through or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's kind of you hear other people's stories, and I guess I think over the last few years I've done so much good work on myself that I've just been like, I'm not. I don't have to put on that mask all the time.
Yeah. Same.
But it can be very difficult. But like at the same time, it's like, I don't need to do that. Like, I can just be me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
but
being me is okay.
But that takes a lot of
okay.
work like you've been doing in terms of like therapy. Like I got into and I've been really vocal about that on here, like EMDR and a lot of therapy work over the last few years, which I needed, right? And just slow down. But like once you start like doing that internal work and like figuring out who you are, what you are, like things start to change, things start to slow down. And I think you do have to be able to like find the comfort in who you are. But I tell a lot of people, like when we say who we are, we claim who we are because we're presenting it. So often we become that because it's what we're telling the world we are. So that's like what our energy is living in that, okay, this is who I am. And then how do you go back in sometimes and go, you know what, that doesn't fit anymore.
Yeah.
I don't actually identify as that anymore. And like, I'm okay to like shift it and like step into a different way of identifying. Like I was the party girl from the L Word, right? I was this lesbian on a lesbian show. That stopped fitting at some point.
Okay.
So even though that's how I was used to showing up, or society needed me to show up, at some point I had to shift into who.
That's not really like,
who I am.
That's not who I really am. Yeah.
So that's what I'm
That's
saying.
what I
Like,
was.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was having a conversation yesterday with a guy. He actually found me through Netflix, like on the cooking show. He lives in Amsterdam or the Netherlands, and
Do people still reach out to you from that? From the cooking show?
Yeah.
When did it air?
God, girl, like 3 years ago almost. And
I mean, same. Mine was over a decade ago.
Yeah, and they still hit me
Yeah.
up because it's still on Netflix. I
Yeah.
don't know how, but yeah.
Mine's
but
still on Showtime. I'd love to get some money for that, but
Yeah,
here we
can we
are.
get some
I'm like, but
residuals?
here we are, just airing that
Oh
shit
my
forever.
God.
It's fine.
Casual.
It's casual. Just
I'm
throw
only
it
on the
out.
I'm on the pilot.
I'm on fucking Showtime. Can I get some money?
Seriously,
It's fine. No, I'm not bitter.
No.
It's fine.
For real though, that's some bullshit though. That is some bullshit. But isn't that interesting though? But like, so he reached out though a couple of years ago, right? And like a lot of, you know how it is, like a lot of people reach out and a lot of them can be kind of weirdos.
Some. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some of them.
Yeah.
Right? But some can be amazing
cool.
people. And it's
Yeah.
like, that's the beauty of like social media.
Putting
It's
yourself
like,
out there.
well, and just also just being able to meet like people from the Netherlands. Like this guy is an incredible human. He's a mental health guy. He's super supportive.
Why did
He's
he reach out
always
to you?
loving. Because he thought I was hot. I don't know.
I was in love with you?
Yeah. He's got a boy,
Okay.
he's got a partner. Yeah. But what I'm saying is like, you know,
Do people reach out? Let me ask you this as we're on this
girl.
We're gonna just do people reach out on social media if they are not attracted to the person?
I don't think
Just
so. I don't
to
think so.
chat, just to
No,
talk,
I don't
just
think
to
so.
say hi.
I don't think so.
I'm a big fan, saw you on the show.
What was your demo when you were on your show and
I mean, everyone
it's
hated
probably
me.
just a bunch of bros.
No, not from. I was a
and
lesbian.
and lesbians, yeah.
Yeah,
Lesbians love me.
they don't
Because
love me.
lesbians are like my vibe because I can like hit it off with lesbians.
Why? Why do they love you? It's an interesting statement.
I don't. Yeah, it is. I
Yeah,
don't
why,
know.
why do lesbians love you?
Because I'm honest and sweet and like I can cook and like I'm a tough big guy. I guess I don't know.
What do you think? What does that do for them?
I don't know. I don't fucking know. But gay guys really.
I would say
love
gay
me.
guys really love you.
Gay guys
They
love
love
me
you.
and grandmothers.
Grandmothers
And
love
then
you.
like young hot chicks.
Young,
Yeah.
that is the most bro thing I've ever heard. Young hot chicks love me. You heard it here, guys.
No.
You know who loves
Edit
me?
that out. Edit that out.
No one.
Oh, stop.
No one.
Whatever.
No.
You have a mom and dad?
I have a mom and dad. Do I have?
They love you?
Yes, they do love me.
Okay, there
Yes.
you go.
There's not a specific type though that like.
Oh, I have like,
You know,
I think I have
comes
a demo.
after
I have
me.
a demo. I have yeah, grandmothers and moms, and then and
A lot
I
of
think
gay
guys, and then
And being
like,
on the show with him, I would imagine,
yeah,
brought a lot
because
of attention.
Anthony,
Right, because he's
Anthony's
the gay god.
He's literally
my daddy.
He is he's so hot.
So hot.
He's also like tall. Like
That's hot.
You know, I'm 6'2".
Hot.
I'm 6'2". When I like stood next to him, I was like, "Damn, are you taller than me, bro?"
he's like, is he?
He's like 6'2", 6'3".
He's 6'2" and looks like that.
Yeah, and he's lean.
But he's gay.
I know, but he's not gay. It's so
I
crazy.
know, that's exactly. He's
He's
like
like a
gay, but like
bro.
not gay. And that makes him even like, oh.
That's why he said you're such a bro, because he is a bro.
Are you gay?
No. I actually talked to somebody about that the other day.
Were you
It was
trying to figure out if you
interesting.
were?
No, I
Okay.
was just like, I could never. Like, and I have, like, because I was talking about one of my best friends from Memphis. Literally, like, Memphis, when I worked there, it was awesome on television because I had, like, a killer producer, a badass, like, sports director. They're amazing sports. It's the SEC, NBA. I'm, like, interviewing Kobe. It was insane.
I know Kobe.
It was- I did know Kobe. I literally, that's a
I
cool
was looking
story.
for the only like person you've said that I'm like, oh.
You did know Kobe?
No, I mean like I know who he is.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're talking because you don't know.
Because I don't know fucking shit about
Alright,
what shit
so
you're
like
saying.
it was like a badass sports town, but
Okay.
like there wasn't like a lot of like great people in the city. It's pretty grimy.
Yeah.
It's pretty tough city. Like if you walk down the wrong street, you'll be in trouble.
Okay.
So it was hard to like actually make like connections with like friends and
Yes.
people, right? But that like my guy there, Neil Jackson. Neil, he's
Mm-hmm.
like Red Rover, let Neil come over. So
Is
he's
that
a gay
him?
guy,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So like I've always been like tight with gay guys, but there's just no way that I would ever.
That's
do
just
that.
not for you.
Nah, it's really not. Yeah, couldn't do it.
That's
Yeah.
that's part of being like open and honest with yourself. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm cool with that, honestly.
But you've got a lot of gay following
Yes, gay following and gay friends.
and gay friends. I like that.
Yeah, I love the gays. I love you. Bring them on. Yeah.
Okay, so you got into all of this. We talked a little bit about the identity and you kind of finding your place with it, still struggling, doing more self-work over the last few years.
Yeah, definitely.
Now let's fast forward to like here you are in Austin,
Yeah.
doing private cooking,
Yes.
right? Acting,
Yes.
modeling.
Yes.
What am I missing right now that you're doing here?
I mean,
Podcasting?
Yeah.
What are you podcasting on?
It's called Relatable. So it's literally it's with an 8. Relatable.
I'm the real Romy, the real.
Oh
like
damn!
The reals.
Okay.
Yeah.
See? Oh shit. Okay. But yes, it's just like the 8 pillars of our culture. So fitness, sports, fashion,
Okay, things that I am into here: music,
Yes.
fitness,
Yes.
fashion,
Yes.
all
Mental
that,
health.
mental health massively.
Yes.
Checks,
Yes.
checks.
Yeah. So it's like cool because like the first 3 I did, because it's a new deal
Yeah.
for me. But the first 3 were all like mentors and stuff like within the sports community.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of that, and then all of a sudden I was like talking to an interior designer from Los Angeles, and like, she's a furniture maker, and then I was talking to
All different parts.
yeah.
So you're so similar to me in the way that like. So sometimes people will ask me like even for my website or my business card, and I have to like put my profession, right? And it's like, I don't really know what the fuck. There's so much, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm
It's
like,
like when somebody asks you
yeah,
what
like,
you
what
do.
do you do? I'm like,
I
this is a fucking
I
list.
kinda
I'm like,
spaz out
yeah, I'm
too,
just like,
yeah.
well, I act and I model and I have a
Yeah,
podcast and I'm a
right.
makeup artist and I'm a life coach and I work for a hair
Yeah.
company and I'm a mother and I'm a public
Yeah.
speaker
Dang,
and I'm a reality
seriously.
TV person and I'm like, I don't really. What would you like me to show up for? What are we hiring for today?
Yeah.
And I can do it.
Oh yeah.
You know,
What do you need?
What do you need?
Because I will.
Because I'll do it.
Yeah.
But just tell me
So
what
sweet.
you need, and I can do that for you,
That's
right?
amazing, yeah.
So like with you,
I
I,
love
feel like
that.
you're
Wow,
very
that's
similar
cool.
in terms of like
That's so cool.
when I ask you what you're doing here, there's kind of like you're doing a lot of things, and a
Right.
lot of people I feel like now are doing this more. Like it's become, we're not necessarily growing up to have like that career. Like there's just so much available to people right now.
Yeah.
I think, I can never say this word, especially.
Oh yeah, it's a hard word to say. It's a weird word.
Especially here in Austin.
Oh,
I feel
yeah.
like
Oh.
everybody doesn't have a real job, but they have
Oh.
many jobs.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What is that?
That's
What is
interesting.
happening with that here?
How long have you been here?
8 years.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, you've been here about as long as I have.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's what it
I
feels
don't know.
like.
But like also people get stuck in a rut here too.
Why? They do.
Yeah, it's like there's like a bubble.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, so where people like come here for tech sales and then they're just in tech sales. Cause I did that shit too.
Everyone
So-
here though has, I feel like it's
But
like,
I was like, I couldn't do it because I was like tired of standing.
Oh, I couldn't,
and
no.
Especially like during COVID and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like standing at the computer, just like doing demos all day. Like.
but how does
closing
everybody
deals.
have like, it's the funny joke, but it is Austin, and it is like with work. When you say like, what's your job, and like everybody works for, where's everyone making money? How are they making money not working for anyone but themselves?
Well, because I think there's just a lot of opportunity here in general, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of like, I went and worked at Equinox for
Mm-hmm.
like a couple of months.
It lingers.
A linger. A linger. You know what that's from, right?
No, what is that from?
Come on.
No,
That's
what?
why I said it earlier.
No, I didn't catch
You
it.
didn't
Went
get
over,
it?
went over my head.
Pineapple Express.
Oh, I haven't
It's
seen
Seth
that.
Rogen.
I know what it
but
is. Yeah, they're high. Yeah.
What's his
He's
face?
been canceled.
It's Franco.
He's
Yeah.
been canceled.
Yeah, but I think he's.
I don't think he's.
back.
I don't think
He's
you
not
can't say
coming-
that. I don't think he's coming back.
Is he not coming back?
No, I think he really fucked up some shit with
Damn
women. I
it.
think we lost him.
Oh God, he's totally
I don't.
canceled.
I think
Well,
so.
Well, whatever. He still has a great quote.
Linger?
Linger.
No, I missed
Okay.
it.
Anyway, all right. So I also love your tooth, by the way.
Thank you.
It's so sick. I remember seeing that for the first
I had,
time
like-
like 2 years ago. Dang. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, that's tight. Yeah.
I'm a gangster.
Yeah. Well, that's
You got
such a
that.
Cali
Yeah.
thing. I know. I was talking to my homie, and she was like, "Yeah, you could totally pull it off." I was like, "I don't think I could. I don't think I could though."
I want to get a gold cap.
No shit,
Like a
that would
whole-
be sick.
a whole
Well, you can
gone.
definitely do it here in Texas. Like that. Would
I'm
be,
going to. It's just a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
So again, how is everybody here making money,
Yeah.
not
Okay.
doing 1,000 jobs like this?
Well, I think. Well, okay. So yeah, exactly. So I think like the reason I went to Equinox was like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna work out at the best gym in Austin for free.
Mm-hmm.
But also it was like, there's a lot of like influential people that work there, so I want to network and stuff.
Would
so,
you work at the one that was right by Soho House?
Yeah, of
course you
course. Yeah, that's
You
the
have
only
your
one.
coffee at Soho House up top, and
Oh, I had more than coffee at Soho House. Yeah.
then you guys went and cold plunged right around the lake, right?
Oh gosh.
Grabbed
Yeah.
a
I tried to
smoothie.
tell you.
Right? I know he did. He was like, "Come over, cold plunge." I'm like, "That was the most Austin thing.
No, it's just.
It's what Austin people do."
Well, but it's so good for you.
It's great for you.
Yeah, it's just.
I
like,
told
it's
you,
good
I
for your
drank-
skin.
I drank the Kool-Aid.
And your central nervous system.
Listen, I signed
and
up for
your
Collective
brain.
just for their cold plunge.
Yeah. So anyway,
Yes.
I went there, and that's how I met like
A lot of
some
people.
of like my clients that I cook for now.
Oh, that's a good way.
So yeah.
Here's the thing that I struggle with is that you have to be social like that. You have to network. You have
Yes.
to put yourself in places where you meet people, right? So that's what everyone's doing in order to have these types of jobs that work for us.
Right.
I am antisocial.
Oh, are you really?
I'm
I
the-
didn't get that.
I'm the I am the most social antisocial person. That means
Yeah,
if
but
I know we're going out, can I talk to anyone about anything? Yes.
You're right.
Yes, I can.
Right.
Am I an
Right.
open book? Are my social skills
Right.
high and on point? Yes, they are.
I know what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. But I'm really like, I get really exhausted and I'm really annoyed and I need to go home and I need to get away and it takes me a lot now to put myself in that energy.
Yeah, so I'm as like extroverted as it comes.
Right.
Until I
Not.
need to completely
Yeah.
unplug.
But you have to do
And
that,
then-
right, to work.
And then like my parents will be like, "Are you okay?
Yeah.
Like, is everything alright?" I'm like, I'll have to text them and be like, "Yes, I'm fine. Like, I'm just
Yeah.
taking a step away."
Well, I
And that's
think
why
it's
it's
because
been hard
our
in
work.
relationships too. Like,
Tell me your dating life here in Austin.
it's been weird lately. I got screwed over by a couple of girls and just had a really rough go. And so I've been single for like the last like 7-8 months.
How's it going for you? I want to hear from a man who's single and dating in Austin because Austin is by far one of the worst fucking places to date. I just want to put that out there.
Yeah.
So tell me,
It's not wrong.
are you doing apps?
It was the same.
Are you doing
same.
apps?
No, it's been interesting. Like so, like I hadn't been on a dating app in like 6, 7, 8 years or
Okay.
something. Like not since I was in Florida, because I was with a girl for 6 years. We moved from Florida to here, and then I was with like after that like we went through a rough go during COVID. It kind of like really fell apart. So then I like was like super vulnerable and got with like a super young girl who
Mhm.
is like not the best person, honestly.
How young are we talking?
I mean, I was like 35, she was 24.
Okay.
Yeah.
My ex was like 20, I was turning 40.
Oh man, well damn. Damn girl, okay, you win.
Like,
You win.
So, got you beat.
Damn.
Go on, continue.
Wow, good for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun for a little bit. Yeah.
It's fun till it's not.
Oh my god, seriously, jeez. And then I was like single for like 2 years and just like crushed life. And like,
Do you feel like you are at a place right now dating here that you really know yourself, know what you want? Do you want a relationship?
That's a great question. I think I've been very, because of like the therapy and work that I've done, over the last few years, I've become like more like, so much more mindful and like honest with not only myself, but also with
The people you're dating.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I've dated people and I've just been like, hey, like, I'm not necessarily sure that like, you know,
This is a relationship.
yeah, I would love to treat you with respect. I would love to
Have
love
sex with you.
have awesome sex, and like, you know, cook you badass dinners. And
But
like,
I don't think that this
But
is.
I don't necessarily think that like we need to be getting married or like I don't want to have kids with you. Like
I feel like that's
I don't set the
I feel like
expectation.
that's like a really present thing in our like world right now. I feel like right now everybody is doing a lot of work on ourselves. I feel like there's been a shift in dating and love and romance, and there really isn't what used to be like with our parents and stuff like that. I don't see that existing as much anymore.
Yeah.
But I think people are really comfortable having these relationships that aren't relationships.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
That's
but
what-
also, it's a little like for me as like just I'm a lover, and so like I wear my heart on my sleeve, and also I like care deeply about really everyone I interact with.
Yeah.
My circle's gotten like way smaller than
Same.
it used to be. It
Yeah.
used to be like, oh, I need to be this,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah,
No.
I have all these people. Now I'm like, shoot, I don't, you know,
Why?
I had to cut people out.
Why?
For my own sake and
Yeah.
for my own mental health, honestly, like for, you know, for me.
You can't put yourself out there and invest and have true, I don't think, depth of friendship and relationships with that many anymore as we get older. Like you have, in order to really nurture.
Well, that's like my mom. She's
Yeah.
she's so wise, and I know I brought her up.
That's good.
before,
I love
like,
it. You love your mom.
I do. Yeah, she's great. She's like my buddy, but she talks about how like she's like that's okay.
It is.
She's like I have acquaintances, and then
Same.
I have like 3 best friends.
I
Like
have-
all you need is like 2
I
or
have
3.
like 3 best
Yeah.
friends that are close friends that know my life, and I know a lot of people.
Yeah.
And they're people I know. We chat, we check in. They're not
Sure.
they're not my friends. They don't know my life. They don't know my day to day. We're not
Sure.
on that level, and nor do I have the
Yeah.
energy or the capacity.
I know. 'Cause
That
it gets
time
overwhelming.
that used to be put into so many people is now put into myself.
Good for you.
Right?
Damn,
With like the
that's
fitness
shit.
and the
And
like
the
all-
meditation,
yeah, all the
and
meditation.
the-
Like that consumes so much of my time outside of work, right?
That's so good.
And that's
I
like
mean,
our relationship with
yeah.
ourselves
Right.
that we probably gave up by giving it to too many people outside of ourselves.
Yeah. You're great. I like you. You're cool.
I'm glad. I'm glad you do.
No, I just met her. But,
So we literally DM'd each other, and I like am here today, and this is the first time we're getting to know each other. So
yeah.
that's,
well, but that's the
what's
beauty
this
of it.
beauty.
But well, that's like you know, that's why I was like, that's Hollywood, baby, because they're like, hey, cut it off, because we were on the phone and I was like starting to talk too much, and I'm like, I gotta stop.
Save it,
Because,
save it, so that we can actually like capture you,
it's
like
pretty cool.
getting to know you.
That's pretty cool.
So then, it lingers.
Just a step in every time.
I was waiting.
Linger.
I was waiting for it. I hadn't seen it. Okay, so
I didn't want to be over the top, so I was like,
I
held it back.
I saw you just being like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
Trying so hard.
Oh,
Do you love
God.
my little journal?
Yeah, sure, mushrooms.
And it's got.
It's
look,
great.
Isn't this cute?
It's really cute.
Isn't that great?
It's
That
great.
was one of my to dos is to actually finish a journal.
That's good.
Cause like I always get journals and
You gotta
then
bring.
like
You gotta bring it back though. I need you back.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I need you. I need you back.
I'm here.
I'm glad you have that. Let me finish this up with the last of my identity questions here. Okay.
All right.
So we have you here. You're dating. You got your heart
Oh,
hurt,
yeah.
right? You're
Yeah.
in Austin right now, having relationships. Maybe not letting them go fully anywhere because that might not be where you're at right now, right?
Right.
You're working.
Mhm.
You're doing all of the things. Are you happy?
Yeah, I think I'm actually like, I'm in like a really like solid place to where like I'm like cruising along as far as like I'm not having like ups and downs as much as I have in the past. Even when I was in relationships, I feel like I was having some ups and downs. Right now, I'm like in a place where like I'm like consistently going to therapy, consistently locking jobs in.
Y'all hear that? Go to therapy. I just want to say there are a lot of men out there that I know that could use some therapy, and it's really cool to go to therapy.
I mean, but it's also very difficult.
It is.
For a number of reasons.
Tell me
And,
why.
First of all, just to even find the right person.
Fuck yes.
Or
That
just
I
find
would
the
say
right
that is the first challenge in
It's
therapy
crazy.
is finding the right person, because that is hard.
Listen,
I finally, after I'm 43, like I have finally found the right therapist. Finally. And my therapist is fucking incredible, and I've seen
Yeah,
every therapist,
see,
and
that's-
it changed my life.
Yeah, I mean, this guy gets me.
Yeah.
I mean, and
Well,
I
who's
was
your
always.
therapist?
Yeah. No, you don't get it.
I got my
You
own.
don't
I
get
got
it,
my
yeah.
own.
But it's just crazy because it's like, you know, like, I don't know, for a long time I thought I needed a female, you know, just, I don't know, I just felt like it would
I
be
needed a
more-
male. I have a male.
See,
I
so
needed a
that's-
male.
Okay, so that's very interesting
Yeah.
because forever I thought I just had to have a female.
So
And-
did I.
Yeah.
Well, I thought I had to have a female because only a female could understand.
I just didn't want to talk to a male about
About
my
your-
insecurities. or
that makes
my,
sense.
You know, my
Did you
trauma.
feel, is that like vulnerable to like be that
Of course.
with a man?
Yeah, but this guy just, for whatever reason, he's a former athlete, and so like,
Okay.
and like so when he talks like sports analogies or something like that, it's not like it doesn't seem
He's thrown
fake.
out your sessions.
He's a bro as fuck. He's bro as fuck. Yeah, he's incredible. I love him. He's incredible though.
But you're honest with him? Fully vulnerable and honest and sharing with him. You cry with him?
Even, yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Sometimes I'll go in and I'm like, all right, today's gonna be great. It's gonna be a learning
Yeah.
session. I'm gonna be so chill.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I'm in tears. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh
Bawling.
god.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just part of it. You know, it's just.
Is it releasing stuff for you?
It's helped a lot. I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
Like by
I
releasing-
know it.
are you doing
I
inner
don't
child
think
work?
I know. Yeah.
So even from your wonderful, supportive parents and your
Right.
beautiful childhood, you
Yeah.
had inner child shit to work through.
Yes, absolutely.
So that's what I would say to anybody that like even
Like-
when you come from good families, there is shit
Yeah.
that we have to work through.
Yes.
And if we don't work through it, then it's going to come out in our work and our relationships, how we
Yeah.
serve everybody, who we date,
Especially
who we choose.
especially like what I've noticed is like as I've gotten older, you know, that's when like the ADHD really started to like get like overbearing, right?
Mhm.
And that's when like it's like the stuff from childhood started to actually like really like
Play a
start
part.
taking a hold of you, and you're like, what? But like forever, I just kind of like put it on the backbreaker.
Yeah.
And like, you know,
And you worked.
yeah, I just kept
And kept
grinding,
grinding.
and being like, all right, no, I'm good, I'm the man. And
I
it's
think
like,
with like people like us too, not that it's like a bad thing. Let me check the time too. Okay. Fucking there. When we're grinding so much and we're working so much and we're constantly like, you know, drowning ourselves with like other people and all the jobs, there is a big portion of us that is avoiding, right? Like things that are actually going on, or the relationships we're making, or how we're people pleasing, or if we feel imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
And once you work through that, so like even in the midst of my like entertainment time and the time that I was on TV or I was like out there, I always felt like even with like money or success, a long time in my life, it was like, I don't really deserve it. It's not really mine. It's like, it belongs to everyone else, but like not me. I have this very weird relationship with like actually becoming like financially okay, right? Like even though I was in position to possibly be, and it's probably why I never was, because I just couldn't wrap my head around like, I deserve this, right? But when you start to do the work and you work through where that comes from, it's like finally now in my 40s, I'm like, oh no, like I deserve, like I believe it because I've worked through the child that didn't, right? Like I had to work through the kid that didn't and what she went through and what her relationship was, right? To then get to a place now where I can actually receive things because I do believe that I deserve them.
Right.
But if we don't slow down and stop, and I don't mean it just in money, it can be in any area of your life,
Sure.
right? Love, relationship, success, whatever it might be.
Absolutely.
But like, until you slow down and realize as a child to now what part of you hasn't dealt with that relationship, then like it's never gonna come.
Yeah.
You're just gonna keep grinding 1,000 jobs, avoiding.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, that's very interesting. It's very intuitive of you, but that's like it's kind of like you always think that like when you get X amount of money, or when I get that car, or when I get that
It's
job,
gonna fix.
but that's not
No.
it. It's more about like what's in here.
So
What is that?
Yeah.
What is that
So
movie
in
where
all
you
my
just-
coaching, I say to them like the biggest thing is like, how do you spend time with yourself? That's where the meditation is. Which meditation has changed my life,
gosh.
right?
Whoa, give me
Change
some on that.
my life.
Yo,
So
for real though,
no,
it's like
that's
crazy.
that's the game changer right
No,
there.
it's insane.
So being able to like be in my own head and be silent and meditate and spend
Yeah.
time alone, that is something I never learned. It was an exercise I never learned, a tool that's totally free and accessible to all of us, right?
Right.
To actually be able to do that and do it, I do it morning and night, and
Nice.
that is
Good
my
for you.
that's my me time, and that's where I experience the most peace.
Even if you
most-
just do it for a couple of
5 minutes. I tell my
Yeah,
clients,
right.
get up in the morning,
Yeah.
5 minutes, start your day with I'm up. What is my life today? What do
Right.
I want today? What
Yeah.
am I grateful for today?
Yes.
And I never
That's-
did that before.
That's honestly
It's a
like
game changer.
that's why I have on
Yeah,
on
it's
my
a
fridge.
fucking
It's like
game changer.
I'm gonna do 3 things today, and it's gonna be like some sort of prayer or
Yeah.
meditation.
Yep.
And then the second one is gonna be some sort of like exercise.
Yep, that's what I
even
do.
if it's just a walk.
I do
I
the
don't
5
put
a.m.
so
club.
much pressure. Yeah,
do-
that's good for you.
So 5 a.m. I'm up, I'll read my Bible, I'll meditate, and then I'll work out for 30 minutes.
Damn, that's sick.
So by 6 a.m., I've taken time
And gratitude.
and gratitude
Yeah.
to start my day with
I
like
literally
some
wake
intention.
up. I'm like, I'll literally be like, these sheets are so cold.
Right.
I'm so grateful for these cold
You have
sheets.
to be in that space
Yeah,
though, because
yeah.
no matter what's going on in your life, no matter the jobs, no matter the relationships,
Right.
no matter the money, like you said,
Right.
none of it is going to matter if you don't have that peace with yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
one of the things like I see with so many people I work with is we will make like a schedule for their week. We'll go through what they're going to do that week. We'll set it up. The one area that they just struggle with is the meditation. And because the hardest thing for people right now is to sit and be still with themselves.
Yeah, but there's that app, the one I use.
Mindset. What is
Insight
it? Insight
Timer.
Timer. That's what I do.
It's so easy.
That's what I tell people. That's what I tell you. I
free.
say, you got 5 minutes, you got 10 minutes, you got 15 minutes, 3 minutes.
Yeah,
It's literally made to
I
like give you
know.
like
I know. And
3
you can like
minutes.
choose
choose what you want to focus
you
on
want
that
to feel
day.
gratitude.
Yeah.
Are you feeling like shit? Like
That's what I
then,
tell
like,
them.
Yeah,
like
that's-
just choose that week or that day
I know.
what you want to like
That-
focus on.
I love that you love that.
It's
yeah,
so
that shit is
easy.
the bomb. Yeah, I know.
So it's but yet so challenging for people.
I know, but it's so easy to just get on Instagram and
That's
scroll. And
so
do
they tell
that.
me, oh, I didn't have time. I'm like, you had time to be on Instagram.
I bet you were.
I bet you had time.
I bet you were scrolling.
Yeah. 5 minutes of that time that you were scrolling,
That's also a thing.
you could have been meditating.
That's all. I know, but that's also like an addictive type of thing.
We have to break
It's
that
kind of
down.
like the swipe on
Yeah.
Tinder or whatever. It's like
But see,
you
that's
swipe, and
but
it's
that's
like
where
the
we're
thing.
at. Is we're in this like, and that's why I said
know.
with dating too. I feel like people are in a place where it's like, what's next?
I know.
Like, I can't
I
be
know.
still-
That's
like,
why.
what's next?
That's
What's
why I
next?
had to get
What's
off
next?
those apps. So okay.
I won't go on those.
So I told you I was on them.
Yeah.
I just got rid of them all because I was literally like, this is so
It's like
superficial and weird and cracky.
It is.
And I was like, this is not.
It's quick dopamine highs. I'm like a hot girl talking to you.
And also, let's just, if we want to go back to the relationship thing, also, I'm a catch, okay?
Then
And,
own it. Own that. Fucking say that with some pride, please.
I am a catch.
Thank you. I don't want to like, I'm a catch. Like, I'm a fucking catch. I'm
Yeah,
a
but
catch
like,
too.
and like, they're like literally just like, you'll talk to them for like 5 seconds or something, and then it's just they're gone forever. Or, like,
Forever.
like-
Where do they go? They're in the cloud.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Cranky Moses. That's why I got rid of the damn things. I was like, I can't do this.
I won't do it, but I also, here's the funny thing, we're going to end this.
You're
is,
not
like,
on any of them.
No, I won't. And but also, tell me this, and this
All
is
right.
something I've been trying to figure out. We're going to end on this. First of all, I want to just say thank you for opening up, sharing everything about yourself, being vulnerable, you know, letting me come into your home and just like bombard you and interview you. Everyone check out his podcast. I'm going to ask you a guy question that I have been trying to figure out for myself. Okay?
Okay.
And I mean this, and I want to see if you have the answer to this.
Oh God.
I would say that I am not an unattractive human being. Okay? I would say that. That I.
And you would be right.
Okay. Why don't men hit on me?
Oh yeah. See, well, I'm not that man.
But tell me why.
I think that they're
In
and-
real life, not
yeah.
on apps, not in DMs,
No,
in
right,
real
right.
life.
Yeah, because they'll be quick to send you
Quick,
a pic or something.
quick, yeah. But I mean in real life.
Yeah, I think that men just are insecure and are nervous and don't have, you know.
Did they lose the ability to actually hit on women in real life? Is it all social media and DMs?
let's
I'm
be-
serious, I'm asking.
Yo, let's be honest. Like, if you look at all these guys in Austin, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, they probably weren't like good at football or good baseball players or like stars in high school.
So if they weren't
They're
good at
dorks,
sports,
yeah.
then they slide in your DMs. Is that what we're saying?
No. But let's just be honest. Like, it takes
Did
some
men
sort of.
lose the fucking old school way to walk up to a woman and ask her on a goddamn date?
Not me.
Do you feel most men have?
Yes.
Do you feel it's the apps and Instagram and everything that has like created this
That's
like
a great point.
That's what I'm
Honestly,
saying.
yeah, I think it has a lot to do with like the whole like idea of like hiding behind a screen.
right? If she
Yeah.
says no,
Yeah,
fuck it, swipe.
yeah. But there was a time like a few months ago, I was at a hole-in-the-wall Mexican food restaurant.
You
I
asked someone
I
out.
saw this beautiful.
Give it to me. Let me
woman.
hear this. Let me end on this. Let me hear this.
Yeah, and I went out. I just literally walked up to the table and I was like, "Excuse me, I know I'm interrupting." And she was with her girlfriend.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if they were together or not.
Yeah.
You know?
You never know.
Yeah, and so I was like, "Do you mind if I just say hello?" And I like pulled out the chair.
Did you sit down with them?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Okay,
And-
did you ask her out?
Yeah, she was like, "That takes a lot of balls."
It
She
does.
gave me her number right there. I was
It
like,
does.
"Damn."
And you know what I want to say? Like, even if a girl isn't interested, I think women would feel so thrown off right now at just not a creepy fucking approach. Like, don't be a
Yeah.
fucking douche,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
like, don't be
yeah.
a creep.
Well,
Have
be
res-
polite.
Be
That's
polite.
that's
like,
why I
be
said-
respectful
yeah.
of women, and we're not like catcalling.
That's
I'm not
why.
saying
That's
like.
why I was like, I know I'm, you know,
Yeah.
interrupting. I apologize.
Right,
Do you have
like-
a second?
But we're
Yeah.
losing like human interaction.
Right. For sure.
With
1000%.
all tech and in bed,
Yeah,
and I can't
yeah.
meditate, but I can be on my app all night
Yeah.
and do this all night.
Oh,
or
that was
do,
one of
like,
the dude. That was one of the main reasons. Like, one of my exes that I was with for a long time. It was like she was just always.
yeah,
I mean, I was just like, can you like put the phone down
like
for like
pay
5
attention.
minutes?
Yeah.
Can we hang out?
Also,
Like,
I want to say, like, do we even trust anybody anymore?
damn.
Do
You're about to-
like, do we even trust anyone?
Well, you know what?
With what's accessible to us? Because I'm gonna tell you, I'm in a space where I don't really fucking
the,
trust
the
anybody.
last couple, I know.
I really
feel-
don't.
I feel you.
Do not.
The last couple of girls that I've dated, I'm so present in the moment. I think that has a lot to do with that whole like therapy, like mindfulness
Mm-hmm.
thing, because that's where I'm just like, I'm not gonna be on my phone and like look at, like whoever's gonna hit me up on Instagram, if it's that important,
But I
somebody
think
will call me or something.
someone's
like, I
always
don't-
sliding into someone's DMs.
I know.
Whether you're in a relationship or not right now, there's someone there
I know.
catching the eye, looks
I
hot,
know.
sliding in. There's a lot of
I
ass.
hate that though. That
It's there.
sucks though.
You
That's
can't be present.
but that's
You'd be like with your partner and you're like, oh, this is great, we're so in love. And then you're like, whoa.
Who's this
Who's
new
this
like?
fucking-
Who's this new green
Right.
grass?
Yes.
Who's this new
Yes.
fresh grass?
For on both ends.
Man, I hate that though because I just wish like I guess that's where I haven't found my true like partner, and I think I don't know if that's and I like to believe in that honestly.
That's still out there.
Yeah, because
I do too.
I like to believe in monogamy and like
I feel like
I'm not
monogamy has died.
especially in this
And
city.
as to say, in this city, I feel everyone is open and
Everyone's
everything
all about
is.
the poly, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't
Monogamy's
do
dead.
that. I can't do that.
It's dying.
I want to be like a man who supports,
Yeah.
creates, like
Yeah.
loves, treats.
But you do see it going away here.
provides, for sure.
Yeah. That's kind of like
And that's been like a thing. Like
yeah.
that's been a thing. Like over the last like
Yeah.
6-7 years.
I would say that too.
It's, like in less than a decade, that's happened, and it's like it's a little like alarming because I was like, I didn't even know this was a thing.
It's
and then all of a
in
sudden
Austin. I don't know everywhere else because this is where I'm at, but like in Austin, this is
I think
like
it's LA probably too.
oh, for
right?
well, LA doesn't know how to be loyal, even if they are loyal. They're
Right,
fucking
yeah.
everybody
Yeah,
fucking.
for years, yeah.
That's where I grew up, and that's a shit. That's a
yeah.
fucking shit show. And then I thought, oh, you know, like you leave LA and you're gonna like see some of that kind of like, but here it's also, it just doesn't exist anymore.
It's a little disheartening. But
I think
it's like,
I think the
but
human
also I
connection part is disheartening to me. Just I want to see more people like be really raw and authentic and like meet people and like connect with people and like.
well, that's
I don't know.
that goes back to social media. That's the thing. Is like the whole like.
But then there's the beautiful
Dating
thing of
apps.
like social media because like look,
like
we
the
met.
guy, oh yeah, or the guy in the Netherlands.
They-
yesterday,
like
like,
the-
whatever,
right.
yeah, right.
You do end up having
Yeah.
beautiful relationships as well
Aw,
with people through it. So there's like there's this
Right, I
fine
know.
line with like.
it is.
But and I would say this too. I think in terms of how we present ourselves and how we identify ourselves, we have become part of a world that even if we aren't in the industry that you and I are in, we're all presenting ourselves in some way through social media, and we're disconnecting with like actually who we're being because we're all marketing ourselves
All right. Yeah.
through apps and social media. Like this is who I am. This is what my life looks like. This is what I do. Look how cool I am. And it's like we didn't have that before.
Yeah, it's so weird.
We didn't have that before.
I know.
Okay.
So what do you know about Zilker Park? What do you know about that?
I know that a lot of people
I
that cold
can't wait
plunge
to
go
get-
there.
I know. I'm just
You
excited.
Get your
well,
dog,
like
you
so.
fly a kite this summer,
well,
shirt off,
no,
yoga.
there's no.
What are we doing?
There's no flying of kites. No.
Fucking throw a frisbee around. What are we doing?
No, there's no football though. But,
8 a.m. We're all working out,
yeah,
right? Showing the
we're-
city our fucking
No,
muscles.
but I do love getting out there, and I'm like, you know, February always is like the worst month.
It's awful.
In, Austin,
Yeah.
in Texas in
Yeah.
general, because I can remember like playing baseball back in the day, and it was like, you know,
You're frozen.
you just get it on your hands. And
I'll
you're
tell
like,
you
oh.
where I'm gonna Austin out in terms of Zicker. Is that I will be at Barton Springs this summer.
Oh, I love.
I will.
Because you get that.
I will do
You
it.
get that sweat.
Yeah. Well, I like to
You
run
walk
it
up, yeah.
and then jump in.
But also, you jump in and then you get back up and you
Yeah.
go up the hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I will be. I will do that.
People got tits out.
That's it.
I
Tits
got
are
my
out.
tits out.
I'm getting new tits on Friday.
Also, we'll have to make you one of these.
Yeah.
Isn't that cute?
That's great. Did you make that? And
I
you're also
made
a jewelry
it.
maker. So he's also a jewelry maker. So if you need any jewelry, you can find him that.
No. Ain't nobody got time for
yeah,
that.
you've got time for that. If there's money, there's time.
That's true.
Please give your Instagram handle, your website, your podcast. Let the people know where they can find you. Let the gay men know where they can holla at you.
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you.
You're a sweet, sweet treasure. You're
I don't know if
dope.
I've ever heard that, but thank you.
Well,
I
I'm here to
appreciate
tell
that.
you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you're badass.
Sweet isn't a word I normally get, and I really like that.
Really?
Thank you.
Oh, man. Well, you're adorable. You're also very intelligent. I appreciate you having me
you.
on.
That's
Andy
very
Burrell, of course. Yeah, Andy Burrell, Be Real Foodie on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube. So
Do you know which one you're looking at?
I think I like the angle on
You
this
like that one? I do
Yeah,
too. I'm gonna
so-
use that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you this one.
Send me this one, and I'll use both for
I
clips.
like this one though. We look better up there.
Yeah, I think so. All right, guys.
Oh, all right. Peace.
What?
I'll tell you about the art. Yeah, I'll tell you about it later.
All right, it's been real.